But I did note a thought that I think I probably cannot let slide, and it has to do with protests and who shows up for what type of protest. And let me break it down here. So you got police response to protest, and I think it's been interesting, and by interesting I mean banal and predictable, that when the white people showed up to shut down the government in the middle of a pandemic with their guns and their fake military flags and their MAGA and their Aryan Nation gear, all geared up and screaming and spitting in the faces of police officers, the response was, how do I put it? Oh, not a damn thing. Nothing happened to any of them. Nothing happened to any of them. In fact, I believe in the state of Michigan, what they did to respond to this form of civil disobedience was they shut down the government. Yeah, I read that somewhere, everywhere. I read that everywhere, that they shut down the legislature rather than confront these armed thugs spitting, and I don't mean that in a metaphorical kind of sense, actually literally, and I don't mean literally in the new meaning where literally means the opposite. I mean for real, spitting in the faces of law enforcement. And when faced with that spittle, those law enforcement officers stood down, and the people who write their checks in the government closed the government. Okay. So now we have a different situation. There's a different type of protest. That protest was, I guess, to reopen Planet Fitness, which I get. I like to get my reps in like anybody else. But there's other ways to literally exercise your freedom than that. And under the guise of liberty and right to life, those dudes shut down a whole government. Now we have a situation, also in the Midwest. A human being, a fellow American, has been murdered on videotape, George Floyd, by law enforcement. And a community is upset by that. And they take to the streets for freedom and right to life. And the response is just, there's a subtle difference in how law enforcement and government responds this time around. I think what law enforcement did in this case is open up multiple cans of whoop ass in the form of flash grenades, tear gas, rubber bullets to suppress this expression of freedom and this demand for right to life. Now, I don't want to make everything about race because that's petty and, it's an old trick. So it's also true. But, there is a difference in the types of people who were gathered in these two scenarios I just painted. And there is a difference in the response from the state in these cases. And I don't even want, like in a parallel Wakanda rich universe, I want to imagine the world where, well, what the black people and their allies really need to do in the post George Floyd situation is show up with more guns. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe the problem is we're too docile. Maybe throwing rocks and breaking the cars on police vehicles is enough. Maybe we need to get up in their faces and spit coronavirus into their eyeballs. Is that what is required? Obviously not. Obviously not. But it exposes the severe deception and lie at the core of the supposed values that guide this sometimes nation. And it upsets me. So that's one protest angle. The other protest angle I got is not about the police response to protest, but I'll put this in the category of missed opportunity. Because I have an active imagination. It never shut down with my childhood. And so I get to dream beautiful dreams of things that don't happen. Like I dream of the Amy Coopers of the world using the hyper responsiveness of the armed state to their every whim and demand to improve the conditions in detention centers across the country, or just get masks to doctors and nurses. Like, I like to imagine a world where Amy Cooper used all of her acting skills and white female victimhood to insist that we provide certified N95s to our frontline healthcare workers. I would definitely share that as a viral video, and I think that makes our republic stronger. But that didn't happen. In my head, it could. So in my hypothetical universe where things are a bit better and everybody just chugs vibranium, I see this world playing out. I see an alliance between, pardon me, the proclaimed libertarians who so love their freedom and their guns and their cosplaying revolutionary garb. And they realize, hey, you know, we talk a good game about all lives mattering. And we hate when the state overreaches and steps on the rights and liberties of Americans. And here we have this perfect opportunity in the light of the past couple of weeks of the Breonna Taylors and the Ahmaud Arbery's and the Christian Coopers and the George Floyds. We have an opportunity to stand in solidarity. We all are mad suspicious of government overreach. Let us link arms on that shared principle temporarily to link arms with our brothers and sisters who don't share all of our principles but share our right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness in this moment. And the folks who clearly have it in them to leave their houses and shut down traffic and put on all kinds of beautiful costumery, like their own Puerto Rican Day parade with less rhythm, they could, in this moment, join the cause of freedom because they realize it's freedom for all the lives that they said mattered. And I like that version. I like that America in my head. I like flexing my imagination to just see the unexpected bedfellowship of a freedom-loving, AR-15 toting, scraggly bearded, wanna-be Jack Ryan cosplaying white boy with his Don't Tread on Me t-shirt, linked up with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt wearing I Can't Breathe tattooed sister, who both are sick and tired of this government literally suppressing our lives and our freedom. I would retweet that. You know, like I would celebrate that. That could be in like an episode of the man who plays Jack Ryan, John Krasinski, Some Good News. That would be some good news. Do we live in that country? Do we live in that world? Is that possible? I don't know. It is in here. It's definitely happening right in here. Will it happen out there? We shall see. All right, let me go to we got here, and while I'm looking at those, let me hit you with some more go from my DC days. You know what? I'm gonna go to this. This is a classic.
Oh, it's the reunion. Hey, and Punk and B. It's the reunion. Starting. Hey, and Punk and B. All right, you similar honest. Starting. Hey, and Punk and B. All right. Every morning, about a quarter to know. Now, starting. The people started having stuff. All right.